So we have all the measures. So the next step is now to build dashboard. So let's start building the dashboard. So start with the title. So I'll click on text box. Then you will increase the font 28, and then we'll start with the dashboard. So we shall going to name our the title Atlic. Atlic runs analysis, and then so we can expand this and put this on here, and then we make it bold, and then we put it at the center. We make it blue, and then you'll come to general effects, and then you'll activate shadow, and then you can put these colors, this one here, and then you call it a title. And then after this you'll draw the filters. So in filters we shall going to have property name, booking platform, month, and week. So let's start with the first slicer. So that is property name. So property name is property name, yeah. So select property name, and then you're going to change this to drop down. So it'll come to setting, vertical, drop down, and then you will come to the slicer header. So this is the slicer header. We will make it bold, and then we can make this start with capital P. After that we'll go with the values. We also make them bold, and then you can increase the font size, and then you make dark black. So that one is okay. And then we can change the background. We can change the background by coming to general effects. Background currently is white. We want to make it, let's make it bluish. So this is our first slicer. So the other slicer we can just use the technique of copy and paste, and then so you click Control C for copy, and then Control V for paste. Yeah. So this one will be, the next one will booking platform. Booking platform, it's in booking platform. Booking platform is here. So you'll remove this property name, and then you select booking. Now booking platform. Yeah, and so you'll change the name to from the property name you'll change it to booking platform. So you'll come to header, and then you change it from property name to booking platform. Booking platform. And then you will also copy, paste, and then you will use month. So come to date table, and then month name. So you remove this, and then you end with month name. So you have July. So month name, so you'll come to header again, you'll change to month. After this, we're now going to filter based on week number. So week, copy, paste. Week number, so you'll change this to week number. Week number. Week number, and then you will month name, you remove this month name and then you put week number. Yeah. Or you can decide to use this other one, week number. Yeah. So you can arrange this. Put this one here. Put this one here. You put this one. Also put this one here. So we have our slicer. The next step is now to build KPIs. So you'll click on cards. So the KPI if you're going to build revenue, occupancy rate, total booking, cancellation, and average rating. So let's start with the total revenue. Total revenue. Yeah, so we have total revenue. So this is our total revenue. So we can make the values black, bold, and then we can make the values blue, and then we can change this to say okay. Yeah, this one. And then you'll come to the category, the category label. So this is the category label, so you can make it bold, and then you can make it dark brown. After this we'll come to effects, and we also make a shadow, and the color of shadow can be this one. So we have this, so we can do the copy and paste technique to come up with the other KPIs. So let's start copy, paste. So we're going to remove this, and then we put the other one was total booking. So let's use total booking. Yeah, so this is the total booking, and then you also do the copy paste for the other visual. So that is average rating. So we'll remove this, and then we'll bring the average rating. Now let's start with the occupancy rate. Yeah, and then after this, now we do the cancellation rate. So remove this, and then you bring the, no, just remove this, and then you bring the cancellation rate. Yeah, this one we can activate the percentage. Yeah, and then we also do the copy first, and then we do for the one for average rating. Yeah, average rating. So we can arrange this. Yeah, so this is our KPIs, and after this we shall going to build visuals. So let's start with the first. Let's start with the first visual. So we shall going to start with the occupancy. Now let's start with the total booking by booking platform. So that one we're going to use this, and then we want total booking by booking platform. Booking platform. Booking platform. So for that, so we can also, let's start with we can also activate labels, and then we will remove this title for x-axis, and then this also title for. So you'll come to x-axis, and then you remove title, and then you'll come to, you can also decide to remove the values. Yeah, and then y-axis we can decide to only remove the title, and then we can bolden the values, and then we make them dark. Yeah, and then we can come to now the title. So this title by booking, we can also make it bold, and then we increase and then we put it at the center, and then we increase this way, and then you will come to general again, effects, and then shadow, and then you will also make the shadow just like the other visuals. So this is our first visual, and then we can also draw a second visual. So our second visual will be occupancy rate by day type. So that one we're going to build. So we shall going to, let's say, let's just do the copy and paste, and then we build. So we remove this, so we bring this one here, and then we add, just remove this occupancy rate, occupancy rate by day type. So we want to know the occupancy during the weekend or weekday. So we can use this. Yes, so this is our second visual. So before that, let's increase our height. So you'll simply come to canvas setting, and then you will, so we want to increase our height, so we can just write 9 here. So we've increased our height from 733 to 933. So let's build our next visual. So we just use the same technique, copy and paste, and then we bring it here. So then this one is also a bar chart. A bar chart for revenue generated by city and room class. Revenue generated by city and room class or room type. Room class, yeah. Yes, so we have this revenue generated by room class. And then we can also build another visual, that is the trend average rating and occupancy. So we shall going to build a trend line showing the average rating and occupancy. So just copy, paste, and then you bring here. Just bring up a little bit, and then you make this one here. and then we build our trench line. So that one will be, so trench line is this one. So we are looking for average rating, and occupancy by, is it this one? No, this one. Average rating, week number. So remove this, put week number. Yeah, so we have average rating by week number, and then the final one we're going to have, copy this, paste. The final one we're going to have a table. The table contain total revenue, total booking, and successful booking, and then occupation percentage, and then cancellation rate, and then average rating. So for city, yes, so let's put this city to start to be at the first. Yeah, so we have this table. Yeah, and then you can put this. Yes, so this one is okay. Yeah, so we've built our dashboard. Now the next step is now to come up with insights, and then we come up with the problem, and then we, out of these insights, we provide a recommendation that will help this athlete grant analysis to solve this particular problem. So basically, we shall going to use this dashboard to come up with the insights, and then the insights will help us provide the recommendation.